Welcome to the Christmas edition of One Take Only. I am George Phillips with my very good friend, John McClellan. And John, it's Christmas season.
It's Christmas season.
You know, this is the first one of these we've done since right after the season was over back in September.
Yeah, it's okay. Had a nice little fall. Did you have a good fall? Get some turkey on Thanksgiving?
I did. I had a very good stuffed turkey dinner, as Uncle Bobby would say.
Really good stuffed turkey
anyway,
dinner.
A lot has happened.
We got some new teams.
New teams, and also some, the predictable driver swaps. Tony Kanaan's now with AJ Foyt. As much as I like AJ Foyt, not the best of moves for Tony, but I'm not sure that he had any other options.
He didn't have any other options, and not only that, I think that Tony's going to bring something to the table over there that AJ Foyt has not had.
I think so, but I'm still not sure it's going to translate into any wins.
Well,
but
let's just hope,
But I think he's going to bring a better winning attitude. So what I did not like was that Connor Daly was cut loose. I thought, that team struggled last year, but it wasn't because of the drivers. Carlos Munoz and Connor Daly, they're both good drivers, but they switched to the Chevy Aero kit from Honda the previous year, and it was a very rough go of it in the first 2/3 of the season. Connor Daly had a good surge in the last few races, and he finished 5th at Gateway, and that was no fluke. That was a hard-earned 5th. He was up front all night, but
I say Tony Kanaan, I think he brought Bucks with him.
Tony Kanaan didn't bring any bucks.
He didn't?
No, or very little. No, he's pretty much a hired driver. He's got a few personal sponsors.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Mateus Leist, who came from Indy Lights, a fellow Brazilian to Kanaan, apparently he's brought some money. So I think that's why Connor Daly is out. As I wrote about Monday, I think Connor Daly's got one of two options left. He can either do the second car, or the non-oval races for Ed Carpenter, or he can drive in the second car for Dale Coyne. I think those are his only two viable options left. I don't know which way either one of those drivers are going to go. Owners are going to go. We shall see.
Yep. Hey, what about Ganassi going to 2?
Probably needed, because that team really struggled this past season. Really, even though
they won the series championship.
Well, a couple of years ago, but even though Dixon was in the running for it this year, it was not your typical Ganassi effort.
No, it really wasn't.
And I think there was a lot of discontent among 3 of the drivers there. I have heard, don't know if this is true at all, but I have heard that Ganassi basically took everybody's money and threw it all towards Dixon's car this past season. So don't know if that's true or not, but that's the only car that did perform. Mm-hmm. So, but it's going to be interesting, because you got 2 of those drivers, Charlie Kimball and Max Chilton, going over to Carlin, and I think they're going to make some noise this year.
I hope so.
They're not going to compete for the championship. No. I doubt if they'll win a race, but I think there are going to be some races where they're going to be in the running. So good for them.
That my boy Ray Hall, I think they're going to have a nice year.
I think so. I think Graham Rahal has enjoyed being on a solo team. However, I think the presence of Takuma Sato is going to bring a lot of sharing of data and information. I think Graham will benefit, and of course I think Sato will benefit.
Sure,
because he is the defending Indianapolis 500 champion.
And I do want to make a point that when Sato was with AJ Foyt, they did things.
They won a race. So they won Long Beach in 13.
And I think that Kanaan, Kanaan's got a little bit more to him.
I think Kanan's got some. I think Kanan's got some strong runs left in him. I don't think. I think the last couple of seasons at Ganassi were not happy ones for Kanan.
No, I don't either. I think he got neglected, and it just didn't. I mean, he's a championship caliber driver, and he had it in him throughout those years too.
And we know he's on the in the twilight of his career, but I hope this doesn't end ugly for him, because as I'll say it again, as much as I like AJ Foyt, the man and the driver, his team sucks. And I've said for years that AJ Foyt Enterprises is where drivers' careers go to die. And there's a long list of drivers who went to Foyt and you never heard from again after Foyt fired them. Mm-hmm. So I hope that Kanan is in the minority there and has a good season or 2 seasons there. I think he signed a 2-year contract, and I hope whenever he does leave, he leaves on his own terms.
Right.
So
that car the other day, I saw a picture of it. It looked beautiful.
Yeah, I love the new car. Mm-hmm. I've never seen it in person yet, but Hinchcliffe did crash it at was it Phoenix?
Oh, it's a Phoenix?
A couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I believe it was Phoenix. And what puzzles me about that is that as far as I know, when it happened anyway, they had no idea why it happened.
Well, outside of the parts here and there for the Aero Kit, it's basically the same car. You've got, I know you had to drive it a little bit more. It's more driver.
Yeah, but also the under tray is different. I'm not an engineer, so I'm not going to try to talk like one, but I know the under tray is different. There's far less downforce on the car.
I like that.
I do too, because that's what separates the men from the boys.
Yeah, I come from the Bob Gates school of let the drivers drive.
Bob Gates, the author.
Bob Gates, the author. That's right. A good author too.
Did he drive?
No, but he knows about. He knows all about this stuff.
How did he get into Bob?
Because he's the school of thought. That's why. And I'm a fan of Bob Gates. Good guy.
Okay. Anyway,
okay, one other thing. Penske.
What about him?
Well, you got to think he's going to be ready to go again.
Sure he is. I mean, they've won the last 2 championships.
Mm-hmm.
But other than Penske, the Chevy teams did not fare that well last year, or this past season. It's not last year until we get into next year. But Penske obviously had a strong year.
He's got our Hendersonville.
That's
right.
Joseph Newgarden. Let's just say Nashville. Nobody knows.
I know. It is Nashville.
But it's
Nashville.
Like I live in Bellevue, but I'm Nashville.
I live in West Meade.
Pretentious. Anyway. A couple of weekends ago, Susan and I went to IMS.
Oh yeah, for the lights.
We went to the lights at the Brickyard.
Yeah, that's great.
And it runs this year through the 30th, but I would recommend you and your family make a trip up there next year, because I feel from the crowds that I saw there and the response that I've seen that I saw there that Saturday night that Susan and I were up there, it will be back next year. That thing's a cash cow.
I think it's going to be it looks to me like it could be a yearly tradition. However, I'm thinking about doing a walking lights parade in my backyard with different sections, all lit up and everything. I'm going to do that next year. And maybe you can come over and we can have a cocktail.
Yeah, I'll be sure to. You're delusional. So anyway, getting back to the real light show, it was really. I really enjoyed it, and I think from what I've heard, they've added a lot to it from last year. You'd have to think they're going to add even more to it next year. And I see this being a big Christmas tradition. We're probably not going to drive up there every December. We may or may not go next year, but it was well worth the time and effort to go up there.
And you went to Charlie Brown's.
We went to Charlie Brown's.
You never missed an opportunity.
We ate at Dawson's, and we stopped off Saturday and had root beer at Mug and Bun. And most importantly, this was a bonus. I wasn't even sure if the gift shop would be open at night for that, but it is at night, open at night, and the big bonus is they had already had a lot of merchandise for next year's Indianapolis 500 with the 2018 logo on
Yeah,
it.
you should have bought that really beautiful dry fit for the race.
No, it was ugly. It's black and shiny, and it's very polyester, so I didn't like that. But I did bring you a beautiful 2018 Indy 500
And
coffee
it's
cup.
a good one, too. It's a big coffee cup.
An
It's
early Christmas gift for my friend, but they had Christmas ornaments that we bought one for the next year's race,
I think
and
that's
also
terrific.
an ornament that says "Lights at the Brickyard."
Oh, that's great. I'm going to go look at it.
It was a really fun trip up there. It was a fun excursion through there. What I did not know until after we got back, that they even tell you they didn't tell us, but we didn't read the pamphlet that they gave us, but if you tune your radio station to whatever frequency,
and you get the Christmas music.
Well, you get the Christmas music, and you get Scott Dixon. I've heard other drivers are talking through this thing. I think it's just a continuous loop. So it's a very nice touch, and congrats to Doug Bowles. I think he has really come up with a good way to increase revenue. I mean, that's what it's all about in racing.
I know that too. A nice tradition that.
It's a new tradition. Well, it's
and
better
it
than.
It could also be something that could go to a charity as well.
And well, I think
That's what I'm going to do with mine next year. When I walk through it, and now that too, you'll be able to walk with me, and I can talk to you about my Christmases.
Have you lost your mind?
Not one bit.
I don't care about your backyard. We're talking about anyway. So next year,
it's going to be a good one. I can't wait. Go ahead.
This is early in the morning.
It
Normally we take these in late afternoon, but with it being
Christmas and
with it being December, it's dark.
Families and everything.
It's dark in the afternoon now, so this is actually
by the way,
early Saturday morning.
What is Santa going to bring you?
I have no idea. Susan usually gives me at least one
Indianapolis 500 book,
one racing related piece of memorabilia. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no clue, but I'll find that out Christmas morning.
I can't wait. It's uncanny how Santa and at his shop, he can print those Indianapolis 500 tickets, and then he drops them off at IMS.
Well, I'm not getting those.
Send them. They can send them to you in that blue envelope. Santa is something. So that's what I'm getting.
He doesn't send them on Christmas Day. He sends them in March.
He drops them off, though, at the IMS so that they can be sent with everybody else's.
How many Red Bulls did you have this morning?
I haven't had any, but I had a nice cup of coffee, and I can't wait to go and get some more.
Anyway.
All right, well, listen, Merry Christmas to you, George.
Merry Christmas to you.
I'm looking forward to another great year.
Great year with oilpressure.com. We'll do some more of these throughout 2018 and the future.
Yes, okay.
Anything else you got?
No, but Merry Christmas, everybody, and we'll see you at the track this next year.
What track are you going to?
I'm going to go to Birmingham, and I'm going to go.
You are going to Birmingham,
and I'm going to go to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Are you going to go to Gateway? You should.
No, I don't know. I haven't a clue. I'm going to go to Chicago.
It's 4 hours.
I'm going to Chicago to catch a
weekend
with the Cubs.
There's no race in Chicago.
Oh no, it's the Chicago. Yeah, pennant race is what we got there.
Okay. Anyway, for a very caffeinated John McClellan, I am George Phillips with oilpressure.com. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the new year.